Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts and Colossal Fossils. This is Prehistoric Facts extra episode number 49. We're going to be doing something a little fun today. So we're actually be doing a 10, some of the 10 favorite prehistoric animals, and we're going to start off with my favorite group of dinosaurs of all time, and that is Tyrannosaurus. And you can kind of see on the bottom title right there, it says my 10 favorite Tyrannosaurs of all time. And so I'll actually go through the criteria really quick right here. So the criteria for this episode is that it's just a list. They're in no particular orders. There are no rankings, so this is not a top 10, so you're not going to see any numbers next to the names. And of course, each Tyrannosaur will get their own special episode in the future. So you will actually see certain types of names on here that I have not done yet on terms of a special episode. So some of those special episodes would be probably further down in the future. So, but yeah, and also you do not have to agree with me on this list. Everyone's list is different. You know, you can also, and that's why I put the question right here in the beginning of this video. What are your favorite Tyrannosaurs in a list of 10? And otherwise, you get to say all of them. You know, if you like all Tyrannosaurs, I mean that is awesome. And I would consider you as a friend. You know, and that would actually be awesome. And so, but yeah, let me know what are your 10 favorite Tyrannosaurs. And it doesn't really have to be a top 10. You can just give me a list of Tyrannosaurs that are your favorites. And so, yeah, let's actually keep going. So let's talk about the honorable mentions. And so I'll let you guys actually pause on this part of the video so that way you can actually read every single name that is actually on here. And you can see here is that one Tyrannosaur, Eleoramus, does have there's two subspecies of Eleoramus. And so let you guys actually marinate on this. So I'm going to stop talking for at least 5 seconds so that way you can actually pause and you can read every single video. Or name, I should say. All right, let's keep going. So the first Tyrannosaur that is on my list of my favorites, and then like I said, this is in no particular order. This one, Guanlong wucaii, and so this is one of the very first Tyrannosaurs, and so you are going to have a dinosaur that actually it does not look like a Tyrannosaur at first, but then you actually will read about is that it has some characteristics that are very similar to Tyrannosaurs. You know, like the teeth, the way the bones are designed, the skull is designed, and yeah, I mean it's pretty clear. It's a type of Tyrannosaur, and yeah, so that's the first Tyrannosaur on the list. The next Tyrannosaur is Alectrosourus olseni, and so I could not find a picture of a skeleton of Alectrosaurus. That was very, very hard to find, and so, but yeah, and so this is an artist rendition of what Alectrosaurus probably looked like. It's a more agile version of it's a more agile Tyrannosaur. Uh, and yeah, I like this dinosaur, and you can see the size here. It's bigger than a dog, and uh, and so yeah, this would actually not quite be the size of a human being, but it is probably like say at least 3/4 the height of a human being. And so yeah, that would actually be one of my other favorite Tyrannosaurs. I love this dinosaur. I think this dinosaur does not get a lot of love in terms of Tyrannosaurs. I think it should deserve a little bit more love. The next Tyrannosaur is Teratophoneus and curriei. And so this dinosaur was featured in a new scientific article, at least a couple months ago, of about there's multiple individuals in one site, I believe in Utah, and this would actually give more evidence to suggest it could be a family group because there were multiple individuals in different ages, so to speak. And so yeah, I like Teratophoneus, and this dinosaur is named after a legendary Tyrannosaur paleontologist, and that is Dr. Phil Curriei. And that's why you can see curriei is actually in the species name. And I think that is awesome. I do think that Phil Currie does deserve his own Tyrannosaur. There's a couple of other paleontologists that deserve their own Tyrannosaur, like Dr. Thomas Holtz. I think he does deserve a Tyrannosaur to be named after him, and maybe a couple more paleontologists. I can't really speak for them. And, even though that there's a bunch of people in the paleontology community that really wants to see a new Tyrannosaur discovered in the United States or otherwise somewhere in North America to be named after Dr. Tom Holtz. But yeah, but Phil Currie does deserve a Tyrannosaur named after him. He's an amazing Tyrannosaur expert, and I recommend reading all of his articles, his books. They're just fantastic. Moving on. The next Tyrannosaur that is one of my favorites is Gorgosaurus libratus. And Gorgosaurus libratus, it was thought to be another species of Albertosaurus, even though Gorgosaurus and Albertosaurus almost look exactly the same, but they are sister species. They are sister species, so they actually kind of have the same traits. They're very agile Tyrannosaurs, and Gorgosaurus is not as large as Albertosaurus, but it's actually a little bit shorter in length, lighter weight, and it's still an awesome dinosaur. And you can see the size comparison there of a human being. It's a tad bit taller than us. And so, yeah, I love this dinosaur. And it was featured in the Walking with Dinosaurs movie, which I do not recommend anybody watching that, even though the visuals are amazing. It's just that the voiceover parts are just not good. And so, yeah, and yeah, check out the design of the Gorgosaurus in that movie. It is freaking amazing. It looks awesome. And so, yeah, so check the Gorgosaurus images from the Walking with Dinosaurs movie. It is awesome. But if you've seen a Gorgosaurus skeleton, please feel free to let me know in the comments section. I would love to hear the story of, I'd love to see the story of you seeing a Gorgosaurus skeleton. The next Tyrannosaur is Dilong paradoxus. Now, Dilong paradoxus is also an early small Tyrannosaur, and you can see it's a very small dinosaur, very primitive design for a Tyrannosaur too. So but the skull is actually the skull and teeth and the bones make it very similar to a Tyrannosaur and to like the large Tyrannosaurs. And so yeah, this is an awesome dinosaur. It's one of my favorites, and also it's one of the first Tyrannosaurs to show feather impressions in the fossil, and that is awesome. I love this dinosaur. I think this dinosaur does need to be shown to a wider variety of people to show that there is some similarities between Dilong and Tyrannosaurus rex. And so, yeah, feel free to check out some papers and even some images of Dilong. I'd say this is an amazing dinosaur. The next dinosaur is Albertosaurus sarcophagus. And so Albertosaurus, like I mentioned with the Gorgosaurus, those two dinosaurs are sister species, but Albertosaurus is a bit more robust compared to Gorgosaurus. But even though Albertosaurus is still a very fast Tyrannosaur, it's just that Albertosaurus is longer than Gorgosaurus, and also it's a bit heavier than Gorgosaurus. And these two dinosaurs kind of didn't live at the same time. It's just that I think Gorgosaurus was more found in like the northern regions of Canada and also parts of Alaska, whereas Albertosaurus was like mostly in Canada and some parts in like probably in Montana. But yeah, this is an amazing dinosaur, and Dr. Phil Currie discovered a pretty cool site, or I should say, rediscovered a cool site that Barnum Brown found back in the early 1900s, I should say, and it's pretty amazing of how many Tyrannosaurs he found, how many Albertosaurus he found in that site. It is pretty cool. Check it out. The next Tyrannosaur is Lythronax agrestes, and the reason why I like this Tyrannosaur, is the name. The name is just sounds so cool, and its name means King of Gore. It is just freaking awesome. I love this name. It just fits for a Tyrannosaur, and the skull looks very similar to later Tyrannosaurs. And if you've seen any pictures of Lythronax's skull, you would think it almost looks like Tyrannosaurus rex, and that's why I love this dinosaur. And it just looks so similar to T-Rex. It's so cool, and and maybe in the future, Fossils might actually have this guy at some point. But yeah, and so feel free to check out the paper that describes this dinosaur, and even check out like some of the images. And if anybody in the Western United States has seen the Lythronax skeleton, please feel free to let me know, because this is freaking awesome. And feel free to share them on my social media channels and social media uh, pages and all that sorts of stuff. And that gives me some awesome awesome ways to go see this skeleton in person. The next Tyrannosaur is Daspletosaurus torosus. Now there's also Daspletosaurus horneri, but that one's so brand new. I need to actually kind of look at more of the more iconic Daspletosaurus, and that is Daspletosaurus torosus, and it's also the more common Daspletosaurus. And I like this dinosaur because it's actually a very robust Tyrannosaur. It's a little bit on the heavier side compared to other types of Tyrannosaurs, and fall mostly in the western parts of the United States, basically like mainly in the Rocky Mountain region, so Montana, parts of Wyoming, and I think there's been some Daspletosaurus found in Canada as well. And I love this dinosaur, and I got to see a Daspletosaurus skeleton in the Field Museum. Even though the skull was not perfect, it was actually a pretty cool looking type of Daspletosaurus skeleton. And so yeah, and you guys just feel free to let me know if you've seen this Daspletosaurus skeleton as well, and feel free to do that in the comments down below. The next Tyrannosaur is one of my favorites, is Tarbosaurus bataar. Now, you may actually think you may also call it Tyrannosaurus bataar, but that only depends on the person. I still prefer Tarbosaurus because it's still a cooler name, and also it kind of fits better with bataar instead of Tyrannosaurus. But the debate still continues on whether or not you call it Tyrannosaurus bataar or Tarbosaurus bataar. But I think most of some of the paleontology community uh, still say Tarbosaurus. But yeah, Tarbosaurus is one of the largest Asian tyrannosaurs, and it's a very popular Asian tyrannosaur too. So, and I want to see a Tarbosaurus skeleton so bad that I really want to like head out to like say the Arizona Museum of Natural History to see the skeletons, because they do have a skeleton of Tarbosaurus there, mostly just a replica. But I would love to see this skeleton in person because I think this dinosaur is so cool. And you could probably guess what is my other type of favorite Tyrannosaur, and it's probably my all-time favorite Tyrannosaur. And my favorite dinosaur general, and that is Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I have seen Tyrannosaurus Rex multiple times in different kinds of museums, and it still gives me chills just to see the skeleton of Tyrannosaurus Rex. And you can see on the image right here is that you got size chart, and also you got Stan. And this T-Rex, Stan, is the one that Colossal Fossils is going to go after in terms of getting a replica skeleton of. So, and feel free to please go to colossalfossils.com and hit the donate tab, so that way we can reach the goal of actually getting this T-Rex at some point, either like maybe later this year, or otherwise maybe sometime next year, or otherwise it could be in 2023. You know, we don't know. And so yeah, feel free to go to the link. I'll put the link of colossalfossils.com in the description down below, so that way you guys can check it out. And there's so many reasons why I love Tyrannosaurus Rex. I mean, I could go on and on and on about Tyrannosaurus Rex and tell you how cool it is compared to some other types of dinosaurs, but people have different tastes in terms of dinosaurs. And so I'm a Tyrannosaur person. I love meat-eating dinosaurs, and of course, I'm just a fanboy of Tyrannosaurus Rex. And so yeah, and so like I said before in the beginning of the video, please let me know what are your 10 favorite Tyrannosaurs, and it doesn't really have to be in like say a ranking. It can just be just a list of the Tyrannosaurs that you like. And if you do want to put down a ranking, that is totally fine too. So feel free to do that in the comments down below, and yeah, and feel free to do that. And yeah, that'll be awesome for you guys to show me what your list of Tyrannosaurs are. If you do say all Tyrannosaurs too, I consider you as a friend. All right, so the next episode will be next week, July 29th, 2021, and there'll be a special episode. I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about, and I'll let you guys know either in a YouTube short or otherwise just on the Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with John and Chris. you guys, and I can let you guys know about that. And also, you can still send me questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life by emailing me at dinochris71@gmail.com. Or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Link to page here. You post your questions in the comments section. Please put them in the comments section, not on Messenger. Messenger's for private conversations. So please just put your questions in the comments section. And also for YouTubers out there, like the videos. So please like this video, like other videos as well. So that way that helps the algorithm out. And also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And if you've seen my videos, please subscribe to the channel so that way you can get that's why I put weekly videos every single week. And stop on that notification bell so that way you can get notified about when each video that comes out every week. So that way you can get notified of every single video that comes out every week. And also, please feel free to put your questions in the comment section because I do read them all, and your questions do mean a lot in Q&A episodes. It does mean a lot, and you guys are awesome for doing that. And also make sure you keep your questions short and to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.crest.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. It's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. Also, for younger people out there, to make sure listening to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have for good education. It's very important to have a good education. So with a good education, you get a good job in the future. And also in this kind of time, even though the Delta variant is spreading pretty good around here, around this kind of time. If you're not vaccinated, please wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, and also if you're not vaccinated, please get vaccinated because it is very important to make sure that we reduce the spread of the virus so that way we can get closer to normalcy as much as possible, like pre-pandemic. That's what we want to have. And also, like I said before, please check out colossalfossils.com, and I can put the link in the description down below. And if you do want to donate, hit the donate tab, and feel free to donate as much as you want. We're going after a T-Rex, and that would be really awesome if we can get a T-Rex in the museum, and hopefully we can actually have a new facility so that way we can actually display that T-Rex in the future. And so feel free to do that. And it does mean a lot that you guys do donate to Colossal Fossils, and it's amazing of like what you guys are actually able to do. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week.